Mark Evans joins us now, retired Army Master Sergeant. Era, the man behind pizzasforpatriots.com. I'm really happy to have you on. Frenchie,
Thanks.
Daniel French, our executive producer. I know you guys are friends. You're here in Chicago, is that right?
Yes, I am.
Cool. Well,
Surely am.
I heard that. I want you to tell us all about Pizzas for Patriots.
Okay.
First of all, what the genesis is, how it all works with DHL Express,
Yes.
how we can make you look good to those guys on the radio here. But they've done something really great.
Well,
My understanding is that DHL Express, and by the way, I use DHL, is donating the resources of its whole shipping network to Pizzas for Patriots, your organization, to send enough pizza to feed every soldier in Afghanistan. So how are they doing it? How did you think this up? How did DHL get behind you to make it all possible? It's just awesome.
It's a sheer miracle. I'm telling you, to get pizza in the desert on the other side of the earth in a combat zone. I just have to hit myself in the head once in a while and say, and against the wall, how is this working? DHL is amazing. When we came up with the idea, I talked to this their shipping guy, the logistics guy, Mike Taylor. And I'm like, sir, can you ship? I wanted to ship 10,000 at that time. Can you ship 10,000? He goes, Sergeant Evans, I can deliver a Pratt & Whitney F-15 engine the size of a school bus to the combat zone in Afghanistan within 12 hours.
Yeah, that's
I'm like,
right.
wow. All right, I guess you could.
Yeah, the thing people don't understand, by the way, about DHL is that here we're used to the big brands, maybe, other delivery companies. But DHL really, if you travel the world, and I've lived all over the world,
right,
here and there, and traveled for business and stuff. DHL is truly a global express and logistics and mail service. They are. In London, you see the DHL trucks. They're the people who can really get it done worldwide. And they do a fantastic job. So they said, yes, I can deliver this, and I can deliver...
Well, if you look at their trucks, you see the London Eiffel Tower, or the Big Ben is on there from London. You see the Eiffel Tower, and you see something from China. So they truly are just amazing. They can put anything anywhere on Earth within 24 hours.
There's one clean automobile in Kabul right now, and it's a DHL delivery truck.
They delivered it. They deliver Indy cars all around the world for the races. They deliver racehorses. They deliver animals for zoos. I mean, they can deliver anything.
That's cool. So what they said yes, but to get back to the story, because this is what I want to know. How did it get done?
Sir, it's a super cute story. We my son and I, he was 8th grade, and I was still in the military. I was in the reserves at the time, and the war was on TV about Iraq in 2008. And I called it Friday Night Man's Night. He's going to be a freshman in high school. I go, son, tonight we're going to get a deep dish Chicago pizza. We're going to get out our Viking mugs. We're going to drink out of our Viking mugs, and we're going to have the He-Man Woman Haters Club, and we're just going to sit and talk bad about everybody, and or just kind of do man stuff, just man stuff. So we're rubbing pizza on our faces and eating it, and the war was on TV, and he says, hey, they got pizza like this there? I'm like, in the war zone? He says, yeah. Do they ever have pizza? I said, no, they don't have pizza. They're eating MREs. The guys that are way out, they're eating pretty much anything they can get their hands on. It's hard to get them food. They're getting food from civilians also. And he's like, well, my dad in World War II ate tomatoes out of Japanese gardens when he was out fighting. So he said, well, could we get him some? And I said, oh, yeah, we could do that. And I know that sounds crazy, but I did a lot of pretty wild things in the military, and my parents raised me, the greatest generation. My dad, World War II, my mother, a Rosie the Riveter. And they said, Mark, you could do whatever you want in life. You could do whatever you want. Don't ever think you can't. And I'm from a family of 7 kids. So I said, yeah, we could probably do it. And I had met 3 presidents before, and the work that I did is, well, do we mail George Bush about it? I said, I don't think George is going to answer us about pizza. I just have this feeling. I said, we need General Petraeus. He's the man. And he's like, okay. I said, well, okay, I'll get his email address, and we'll do that. So my wife comes home, my beautiful, beautiful wife comes home. She says, you're crazy. My son says, we're sending pizza to Iraq. She's like, you're nuts. You are nuts. You've lost it now this time. You've done a lot of crazy things, but this is not going to work. I'll bet you. And I said, you're on. I'll bet you. And she goes, "Oh, General Petraeus is going to answer you, huh?" And she kind of gives me the old look and points. And I go in the other room. She goes, "You're going to let him down? You promise him this?" I go, "I'm not promising. I think we could pull it off." So I called my friend, his code name in the NSA. His name was Albie. I give him a call. I'm like, "Albie, I need Petraeus." What do you need? I go, "I need Petraeus' email." He goes, "You're going to have the FBI at your house, black helicopters, and you're going to get interviewed. Don't mess with him." I go, "What do you need him for?" I go, "We're shipping pizzas to Iraq." He's like, "You are crazy."
This is before you call DHL. This is before you call DHL.
Yes, before I called DHL, I said, if we get that letter, then I told my son, we'll do FedEx, we'll call DHL, FedEx, and UPS. So I'll email the CEOs. My wife's like, "Oh, the CEOs are going to answer you. Oh, why didn't I know this?" I'm like, "Look, if I get a letter from Petraeus, it's done, baby." So sure enough, I emailed Petraeus, and I'm at work. I work for AT&T. They've been fantastic to us on this job. On this project. AT&T, man, I'm telling you. So, and they have the best cell service, by the way, worldwide. And so I'm at work. My wife calls me. "I can't believe it. He answered you. He wants pizzas." I'm like, "You're right, baby. I told you." So within 12 hours, he answered. That's his rule. 12 hours, he answers an email. And we announced it on media and newspapers, and before we knew it, the goal was 200. Mark Malnati of Lou Malnati's is a great person, great pizza. Everybody loves Lou Malnati's. And they ship it around the nation on dry ice. Lou Malnati's does. So I called Mark Malnati and said, "Hey, can you get me pizzas? I'll give them to you for $10 each. That's a dry ice, ready to go. We sell them for a lot more than that." I'm like, "Great, thank you." So the goal was 200. That's $2,000. It seemed like a lot, but I knew I could get people energized if I could get them in Iraq. So I emailed DHL and FedEx and that, and immediately a senior vice president calls me, Ethan Matter, and he says, "You have a letter from Petraeus." I said, "Yes, I do." This guy's a Silver Star recipient. This guy is the man. The CEO called him up and said, "Ethan, I like this idea." He flies out immediately within like 6 days. I will be there tomorrow. This is like 8 o'clock at night. He flies and he's in by noon. I show him the letter. He's like, "Oh my, we're doing this." I don't have permission, but I do from the CEO, but not my boss. And so his boss calls. Ethan's boss calls and is yelling at him, "We can't do this. Do not do this." And Ethan's like, "Do you want to?" And he was talking to the CEO on his other phone. He had two phones. He says, "Why don't you talk to the CEO?" He turns the phones upside down and says, "Tell him you don't like this idea. He likes it." And his boss says, "Oh, it's such a great idea, sir. We love this idea." So DHL, fantastic, I'm telling you. So now we've delivered over 1 million slices 8 years later. We have done 16 projects to the Middle East, and we do Veterans Day, and that we don't ship for Veterans Day. We do 4th of July and Super Bowl to the Middle East. We do Veterans Day to VA hospitals.
Okay, hold on now. We got to get out of here soon. So I just want to tell people about how to learn more. Go to pizzas4patriots.com. I want to say thank you to DHL. Man, they are badass. Rich Products Corporation, by the way, who is making these fantastic pizzas in accordance with just the right recipe that makes driving everybody crazy. And yes, Pizzas for Patriots. Mark, a dream wrought with your kid watching TV turns into a reality that puts smiles on so many thousands upon thousands of our servicemen's faces. My kind of deal. Thanks, brother. Pizzas4patriots.com. Number 4, pizzas4patriots.com. Check it out. Contribute. Be part of it. Thank you, DHL and Rich Products.